Matthew, you mentioned Kyler Murray, who comes in at 8, but you said he's a guy that you could even make the argument could jump into the end of that top 5. This Arizona roster is finally improving. They have a draft that significantly helps the offense, which in turn should help Kyler Murray this year.
Yeah, and by the way, and also fully healthy. When he came back last year, at least 17 fantasy points in 6 of the 8 games that he returned last year, averaged over 18 fantasy points per game. 4 straight seasons now as a top 10 fantasy quarterback in terms of points per game. And so I think a year removed, as you see what the Cardinals did, obviously the addition of Marvin Harrison Jr., I do think, another year of Trey McBride. Michael Wilson showed some nice stuff last year as well. I think the offensive line is better than it gets credit for. So ultimately, there's an argument to be made that Kyler Murray should be inside the top 5. The rushing came back last year as well. That was one of the concerns after the leg injury. Would he look like Kyler Murray? And he did. He looked like Kyler Murray. So ultimately, I think the Cardinals' offense is better than it gets credit for. I think Harrison's just, we've talked about this. Harrison's the best player in this draft this year.
Yeah, and so instant difference maker.
Instant difference
especially in the red zone.
Yeah.
What do you think, Connor, of Arizona's offensive line?
I think it's obviously ever improving because now you're getting year 2 of Paris Johnson. They have added more depth to it even in this draft, and they spent money in free agency on it as well. I don't think it'll be a great unit, but a capable one. Yep. And you have a quarterback that can move. I think they'll use plenty of quick game. The 2 running backs can catch the ball, which really helps Kyler Murray for some cheap, easy yards. James Conner, Trey Benson are really effective pass catchers. So you look at it, they drafted Tip Ryman in the top 100, which surprised me, but he's a good blocking tight end.
Yeah.
So now you have a key blocking tight end and a pass-catching tight end. It just looks like a well-rounded offense, and it was the furthest thing from that last year.
And don't forget, Greg Dortch, the human Dortch, also
never goes away.
Arizona, never goes away.
No.
Love it. So yeah, give me some Kyler. By the way, the other thing is that as we talk about, he's kind of the anti-Lamar in the sense that the Cardinals aren't going to be in positive game script a lot. The Cardinals are going to be chasing. They're going to have to. They're going to have to be aggressive offensively to keep up. The defense is improving, but that's still a ways to go. It felt like last year a lot of times they played above their heads. They were plucky. They hung in games longer than they had any right to. But the fact of the matter is, it's a team that's still rebuilding.
Yeah.
And so
they're probably going to be a 7-8 win. I think they'll be okay this year, but they're probably going to be a 7-8 win team, I think.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Rotoworld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.